everybody, we're back, and it is episode 16. Woo! We need a dog pound sound. Dude. Okay. I'm trying to show you about my dog pound. Oh my God. Here we go. We're going to do our handshake. Ready? And guess what? Our hater won't see that because I blocked him. He was boring me. All his stupid insults were dumb. He's like, 100 views and 30 comments. Yeah, right. I'm all, you're boring me. Block.
Goodbye.
He's going to have to make a new one. I was wondering why we lost one follower. I was like, oh yeah, I kicked him out. Anyway, welcome back, you guys. We're so excited. We're a little loopy today, but we are here and we are ready to rock and roll.
Let's go.
We have a really good topic for you guys today, but we'll get into that in a second because we want to read a couple of DMs that came in this past week, and they're really cool. So I want to share them.
Did we have some ant brags too?
Some what?
Ant brags too?
Oh, they said AMRAPs. I'm all, are we doing a workout right now? What is this, CrossFit? I believe so. I don't remember.
It's okay.
I pulled them last week, and then I'm like, I don't remember.
Oh,
okay.
You're good.
Oh, we'll find out together. Here we go.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Love that guy. Okay, cool. This one is from @residentialyenta. And this person said, it's true for real about the mental health comment. Y'all just bring us out of it. Maybe it's the comfort. Maybe it's the confidence. Maybe it's the fact that y'all are just fucking awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Whatever it is, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please don't stop spreading love and knowledge. It does more than you know. Wow. Listen here, Residential Yenta. That made me tear up. And I remember reading it last week, and it's awesome.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. And I'm really excited about your comment because we have something really cool to share with you today too, our topic. So it's going to dovetail perfectly with this. Yeah. So
thank you for that.
Yes. Thank you. And this one is from Payonce.
Okay.
Payonceee. It's either Payonce or Payonce. Let us know how to say it. But this person said, I can't necessarily brag to my parents and my friends, don't necessarily see my accomplishments the way I'd like. So I'd appreciate the fuck out of everyone who shares it. So wholesome. So remember last week we were talking about why can't you just be happy for people?
Sure.
Like cheer people on and be excited for them when they win, even if that's something you wanted or you wanted to accomplish, but you haven't. Dude, there's been so many times when my friends, and I'm sure you can attest to this, where they'll do something and I'm like, damn, I'm still trying to get there. Or I'm still trying to, or in my early days, I'm still trying to get to that level in, corporate America or the paycheck, whatever. But I wasn't there yet, but I was so fucking happy for everyone or whoever, got there first. And I expect the same in return because I'm genuinely happy for people.
Yeah.
Even when I was younger and broke as fuck, I was the poor kid in the clique and someone would get a new pair of shoes or whatever. And I'm like, damn, those are so cool. Yeah. In my head going, damn, I wish I had some. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what prompted me to work so early in my life. Sure. I lied about being 16. Yeah. And I was only 14 and I got my first job because I wanted to buy what everybody else had. Sure. Yeah. What about you? Were you happy for everybody?
Yeah. Well, for the most part, I mean, I grew up with five siblings, so it was taught to us young, cheer on to your brothers, and then as you get older, you have friends and then you cheer on them because.
But did you really cheer them on, or did you have that sibling rivalry?
Well, there was always the sibling rivalry, but I was always happy for them too. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I wanted a piece. I had two older brothers, and everything they did, I wanted to be a part of. You know, and especially if it was in sports, I actually loved watching them play and wanting to play with them, even though I was way younger. Of course, but as they would advance and win games, I'd be fired up for them. I remember.
Did you secretly hate on any of them?
No, I didn't.
Well, that was just me. Me and my brother were going at it all the fucking time, man. So, but in public, like when he was doing something cool, like I was super fired up. At home, he can't beat me. Not board games, not a foot race, not a skateboard, nothing. He couldn't beat me at home. I'd be a fucking hater if he did. But in public, I'm like, that's my brother. You can't talk shit about him. I can, but you cannot, right? That kind of thing. Sure. But anyway, that's what this DM is about.
Yeah.
So they said, so I recently overcame a lot of anxiety, imposter syndrome, and body dysmorphia and modeled for the first time.
Holy cow.
Instead of letting my evil bitch inner saboteur talk me down, I lied my ass off with some positive self-talk, liquid courage, and threw on false confidence as needed. And it sure was. She put the happy face. Anyways, it was great. I did great and had a great time. Listen, that combination of anxiety, imposter syndrome, and body dysmorphia, that is evil.
Yeah, that shit's crippling.
That is crippling. Yeah. It is, it literally will stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the fact that you went and modeled, you walked a goddamn catwalk on that with all of three of those things just like swirling around in your head. Dude, there's the ant brag that we were talking about. Sure. And we are so freaking proud of you.
I know, that's amazing.
That's so amazing.
Amazing.
Dude, this, and I swear to you, kiss to God, these ones that I pulled where I didn't even, I pulled them and I saved them. Sure. Then we created the podcast that we created, or the idea, right? We wrote the bones and the outline after I pulled these. Yeah. Why are these dovetailing perfectly with what we're going to talk about today?
It makes sense.
That's fate. That is fate. So here's our ant brag, right? And then lastly, they said, I've been learning a lot from Tate, and I've been learning with y'all for so long now. I don't like to comment much, but I know the interns would see it, so I had to share my newest ant brag, LOL. Bye. And then they put bye. I love that. That's how I heard it in my head. That is so amazing.
I know.
That's a motherfucking ant brag if I ever saw one.
That's huge.
Dude.
Because I know the feeling. I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
And I know what I ended up not doing because of that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was saying. It's so crippling.
So many people let their anxiety and any other terrible things swirling around in their head, they let them like literally like paralyze them. Yeah. And then they don't do anything. And then what happens? It gets worse because you feel bad that you didn't do it and you wished you would have. Sure. Right? You wish you could have muscled through that. Now, listen, I say that with a caveat because sometimes you just can't. Yeah. Sometimes you just can't unless you got a hype girl like me next to you, right? Or you have a support system, and sometimes you just can't. So please be kind to yourself when that happens. But I know you have anxiety. I have imposter syndrome and body dysmorphia. I can't, let me tell you, brain blast. Can we just sidebar real quick? Sure. This morning.
I don't know why you asked.
That's a rhetorical question.
It was probably 6 brain blasts an episode.
And then I wait like I'm really waiting for permission. I'm just gonna say it anyway. And this is me being vulnerable. You were really vulnerable last week during our little Zoomy time. Yeah. I'm gonna be vulnerable with you guys right now. Today, well, here's another ant brag. Tate's starting his I caved, you guys. I caved, sue me. I caved. He's doing another bodybuilding competition. Today was the first day. So he has his coach, everything's lined up, and today was your first day of training, like really focusing and whatever. So we said, I said, hey, let's go do an in-body. For those of you who don't know, it's this little machine. You hold these little things, and then it calculates everything, right? Sure. It calculates your weight, your body fat mass, and all this other cool stuff. I was not ready, you guys. I think I've mentioned before in earlier podcasts, when I look at the weight, I kind of blaze past that because I want to see how much muscle mass I have, how much I've gained, maybe the fat loss, whatever. Those are the most important things to me, not necessarily the weight, because I told you guys I struggle with eating disorder and body dysmorphia. I was not ready for today's weight, and it blew my mind. Sure. It blew my motherfucking mind because I did not think I was that heavy. Right. I gained 7 pounds in like 2 weeks, you guys, it's weird. Sure. Right. So it was a mind fuck today for me. And I was trying so hard not to cry. I was trying so hard to like be nice to myself in my head because I haven't been doing crazy things. It's just, you get older, your body starts changing, and you start going through stuff. So for me, that was a mind fuck today. Sure. But I was doing what Beyonce did. I was telling myself nice things, and I was also telling myself, that's just today. And then I'm telling myself I did, because I drank 2 33-ounce bottles of water before I got to the gym. Me lying to myself. I mean, it's true, but like, I'm like, that's where the 7 pounds came from, guys. I'm just telling myself, I haven't been eating crazy. I've been working out 5-6 days a week. Something's off, which I just went to the doctor for anyway. So it kind of like all makes sense. But still, when you see that number, if you guys know, a lot of you guys out there know what I'm talking about. You see that and you just go, fuck. And then the body dysmorphia like kicks in hardcore.
Sure.
So that's me being vulnerable today. And I'm only sharing that with you guys today because I just want to get it out of my brain. And just to let you guys know, if you're going through the same thing, I'm there too.
Sure.
And the imposter syndrome is made up.
It is.
So you know who made up the imposter syndrome? Men. Not good men like this, but fuck ass douchebag men made it up because it's their way of justifying why women are better than men at pretty much everything, right? So they're like, oh, there's this thing called imposter syndrome, and they make you feel like you're not good enough and your achievements aren't earned. Yeah. Like somehow it was a fluke or whatever. So
got lucky.
Yeah, you got lucky or whatever. How many times have you heard that, right?
Yeah, many.
And now the new thing is, oh, you got that job because you know, DEI.
You know, I used to tell myself I got lucky.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I used to tell myself I got the job from DEI. I was like, really?
No. I used to tell myself when people say, man, how did you do that? I got lucky.
Yeah.
That's bad too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's similar, just similar, right?
Yeah, like and everybody goes through it, but I'm here to tell you guys it's not real.
No.
It's not real. It's a made up thing. And you question yourself because you've in your lifetime have heard someone or a bunch of people telling you or making you feel like you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And when you kick ass and smash everything you set your mind to, you hear that in the back of your head, whether it's a parent, an aunt, a friend with my finger quotes, you question like the validity of your accomplishment.
Yeah. You'd probably be telling yourself, well, everyone does this, doesn't it?
How many times did I say that?
Doesn't anyone can do it? Everyone does it.
Yeah. I said that about all my degrees.
Yeah.
Every time someone goes, wow, you have that many degrees. I'm like, everybody, it's just memorization. No, it's not. No, it's not. Thanks, Val, my therapy. No, it's not. It was hard work. It was late nights. It was 35-page papers. It was tests. It was all kinds of shit. And I downplayed it all because my whole life I've heard that you're not good enough. You're not fast enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not skinny enough. I've heard that all the you're not enough. Right?
Yeah. So we're here to tell you you're enough.
Yeah.
You are enough.
And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So it's awesome. So Beyonce, you kicked some ass. We are so excited for you. And we're going to be your hype people.
Amazing.
Every step of the way. So please share more aunt brags when you accomplish stuff. Okay. Okay. Next up we have, oh my gosh, I clipped off this person's name. If this is you, please drop your name in the comments. I'm so sorry. But this person said, hi fam, little ant here. Today is my birthday, and I've also made the hardest decision to end a relationship that was not beneficial to my mental health. Hold on. Yay.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy
exactly.
Birthday.
What a gift. Talk about gifts. I'm taking in all of the positive energy of my actual support system and finally feel like I'm finding myself. Just an ant brag, but I know it's not going to be easy. And you know what? It's not, but it is a motherfucking ant brag, and we're here for it. So, woo! We are cheering you on. Happy belated birthday.
Yes.
And I'm so sorry I clipped your name on accident, but you know who you are. So drop your name in the comments. And listen, I know there's a lot of people out there as well that are going through the same exact thing. And when you prioritize yourself and prioritize the love for yourself, you're able to do kick-ass things like this.
Exactly.
It is going to be hard though, but we're here for you. So keep us posted on how you're doing.
Thank you so much for sharing.
I know I love that.
Took a lot.
A lot, right? And this one is from jsando-12n. And this person said, after a recent breakup, I needed to hear this. They're talking about our anniversary episode last week.
Sure.
Hearing two individuals share their experience on 25 years of being together is beautiful. Thank you so much, Jay Sando. We appreciate that. And we're so sorry that you're going through a breakup. But like the little ant before, she's going through one too, or they're going through one too. And so you're in good company.
You're not the only one.
I know.
And there's a reason for it.
Yeah, 100%. So thank you for your kind words and for your congratulations to us on our anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Really excited about that. Okay, and then I just have one more, and this is from Jordo Baby 97.
Okay.
This person said, I've been with my partner for almost 7 years. He always said he didn't want to get married, and I didn't care because we knew we wanted to be life partners.
Sure.
He proposed a month ago randomly with no ring, but of course I said yes because I love that man more than anything. He calms me down and makes me feel safe, and I return those actions. I love seeing yours and Tate's love and communication to each other. I love that. Lucky number 7. I think I held off accepting your proposal for 8 years.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just kept asking you every year until one day you said yes.
Are we doing this or not?
This is your last chance. And then he asked me 7 more times. That's awesome. We're so excited for you. And that is an app brag as well.
Oh, big time.
That is so
Congratulations.
Cool. And listen, you don't need a ring. I don't even think we had a ring. I said, hey, want to do this or not? Why haven't you asked me yet? And he's like, what? Just kidding. We're so excited for you. Yes. Congratulations. And communication is key. Everybody's like, what's the secret? You got to be honest with each other, but you have to say it with kindness and respect. Yeah. Right?
Listen
with intention. Right? And then, you're still going to fight. It's still going to be fucking hard. Yeah. That doesn't go away, people. Newsflash.
They're going to test you.
You're gonna dance on the line of quitting. But it is important. If it's important enough to you, you will make it work.
You'll make it work.
Yeah. Because like we said last week, the easy part is to quit.
Yeah.
Right? Divorce or break up or whatever. And I say that facetiously, but like, it's easier to just quit something than it is to work at it, right? It's hard work to keep working at it. But if it's worth it, you'll do it.
Yeah. I enjoy the hard stuff. I mean, in a sense, not I hate the feelings and all that, but I enjoy it because I know we're working on stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know we're getting better for each other. I know our communication's getting better, and I just feel like we get closer. Yeah. If that makes any sense. Yeah. It's tough to go through, but that's just how I feel about it when we're going through it.
I don't know if you would enjoy it, but maybe you appreciate it.
I don't mean, maybe that was the wrong word.
Yeah. No, I'm like, who enjoys fighting? I don't.
It sucks, but I have a huge appreciation exactly for it.
Yeah.
I understand why it's happening.
No, I get it. But thank you, Jordan, baby, and congratulations on your impending nuptials. We're very excited for you. Absolutely. Keep those coming, you guys. We love the DMs. We love them. Okay, so we're just going to jump into it because we did a lot of Zoomies. Well, actually, we're not done yet because we need to give you some context for today's episode. Right. So because it was our 25-year anniversary, we were going to do something really big. We were going to go to Cancun and we were going to go to this really kick-ass, like all-inclusive adult, what is it? Like an all-inclusive resort. Yeah. And because of all the crazy shit that's going on in the world right now, not even in the world, in America, and we're fighting with Mexico.
In our world.
Yeah. In our world, we're fighting with Mexico. We're not fighting with them. You know who's fighting with them. It's crazy. So now they're retaliating and they're like, okay, now we're really going to enforce who comes into our country. And the wait times and all the TikToks I was seeing, there was like thousands of people waiting 4, 5, 6 hours just to get in to Mexico, right? To go to Cancun. And I was like, oop, I don't want to do that.
Imagine trying to get back home.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. It's going to kill the buzz, right? And so we just said, you know what? We'll do something later on in the summer. Right. We'll figure it out, but we're really busy. We only had this little window of time. So we went away for the weekend and we stayed at a 5-star hotel. It was amazing. It was the Four Seasons. And we just had a kick-ass time. We got there on Friday. We came back on Sunday. But during that time, Tate booked, and by the way, I'm very proud of you because he booked everything. Usually I'm the travel agent, I'm the Uber, I'm the grocery shopper, I'm the, and this time he did everything. He planned everything. So I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
It was awesome. And he booked us a massage and he was super nervous. So if you've ever been to like a Four Seasons or if you've ever been to like just even a spa, sure, they have, the men's side and the women's side, right? But they're separate. And then you can kind of meet in the middle. Tate's like, you're leaving me? Like, I just took off. The lady's like, let me go show you to the women's locker room. And he's like, and you were so anxious, right?
Yeah. Well, I was anxious the whole time. Yeah. Not just right there, but knowing we have to get a massage. And, yeah, it was horrible.
He's like, what did you say? Like, after it was done? You're like, it was okay, but like, I don't like anyone touching me except you. I I was like, okay, it's supposed to be relaxing, and you couldn't relax.
The whole time, I didn't relax at all. At all. I didn't know what to expect because we never done a couples massage before.
Yeah.
You've done a bunch on your own. Because I've never
done a couples massage because you're my couple.
I know, no, that's what I'm saying. You always ask me, nah, I'm good. And then you've gone millions of times, but so I've never gone. So this is the first time. That's number one. And then number two, I thought we were going to be in separate rooms and I was super nervous. But when they said they do it when you're couples, you're together, I'm like, okay, that helps a little bit, right? She's going to be in the same room with me, right? And then you're like, okay, do you want a man massage you or you want a woman, right? And then I was like, well, I don't know. And then you're like, woman. You're like, I need a woman. And I'm like in my head, do I need a woman or a man? And then you're like, get him a woman, right? So there's two women in there. And then I'm nervous as fuck because she's going to be touching me. You know what I mean? Like touching my and I don't like people touching me. Period, except for my wife and my kids. But whatever, right? So I'm open to it.
Your kids? You mean hugs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got to clarify. People are weird.
Okay, sorry. So it starts and like she's telling me what to do and. Like you're like, hey, make sure you keep your chonies on, right? So hey, keep your chonies on. And I said, well, I was gonna keep all my clothes on. She goes, no, don't be weird. Take your shirt off and your shorts and then I go, okay, I'm gonna keep my chonies on. And then Noelle goes, well, you're gonna need to hike them up so she can get your hamstring really well, right? And I go, oh my God, are you kidding me? She could just stay at the calf, man. You don't need to go up that high.
Listen, we're paying for a massage. You're going to get the full experience.
Right. So I remember that, but I forgot to do it. Mm-hmm. And
did she lift him for you?
She lifted him for me.
I fucking told you. I knew it.
She lifted him for me and
did your butt cheek clench go? Oh, where's she going with that? Because she's getting up. That's why I told you to lift him up because I knew she was going to do that.
Yeah, she lifted him up. And it was, yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. And then she also, she didn't grab my ass, but she massaged like the top of my ass. Like, she put that was when I was at the beginning dude, I can't even fucking talk. Because I forgot about this. And as I'm telling you, it's making me so fucking nervous. Anyway, so I'm on my belly at the beginning. And then she's tucking the towel in my short, in my chones. So I guess so no oil gets on it, right? And then her hands go in there and they're like on the top of my ass a little bit. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't feel good. I didn't feel good about that, but all right, I'm gonna let it go, right? And then she's like massaging it, and then her hands go in my short, but it didn't palm ass or anything, but it just went further than before when she took the towel, and I kind of went like that, and then she brought her hands. She brought her hands back.
She tried to cop a feel.
And then she brought her hands back and she said, is everything okay? She asked me. I said, yes, it's fine.
And you guys, she was like 5'1".
Yeah, she was a little.
So her little paws were in there.
Yeah. But she had the forearms like
of Popeye.
Yeah. The forearms were out of control and the finger, like, because she used her fingers a lot, they were freaking strong. Yeah. They were freaking strong, right?
Listen, you don't listen to me. I try to tell you, you didn't listen to me.
I'm nervous. I can't remember everything in there on that first experience.
Listen, that's why I always ask for a female now. Before I didn't care. I'm like, oh, a guy, he can get in there and get the knots out and whatever, right? I like the deep tissue, whatever. But the one time I went with Danielle and Kathleen. Oh, yeah. We went to a massage parlor or a massage place and parlor. No, it kind of was, man. And so like we get out, right? We're done and we're all talking. You know, you sit in your robe and you drink the cucumber water or whatever. And we're talking. And I was like, yeah, man, that guy was getting in there, man. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, you guys too, right? Like he was massaging the shit out of my ass. Like he wasn't in my crack, but he was like all like over the humps. You know what I mean? And then both of my friends are going, no, we didn't. That didn't happen to us. And I was like, what the fuck? That guy, that's the only time I had a male. And I said, after that, nah, never again. Never again. And during that time, I was thinking, if he gets closer to my crack, I'm gonna say, yeah, we're done. Like, knock it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that episode of Friends when Joey was he's been getting tailored by the same Italian guy for his suits for like since he was like 13. And they're like, when he gets up like underneath your, ball sack or whatever and feels around and makes sure there's enough room down there. And the other two guys are going, no, that's not how that works. And he goes, yeah. And he's like, no. He goes and gets tailored again and he's all, this is wrong. That's how I felt. Because my friends were like, no, nobody massaged my ass. And I was like, God damn it. So anyway, we're off topic, but kind of. But so we did a massage. And then after that, I said, hey, let's just go. Because they had all these cool things on each side, like the women's and men's side. Yeah. Like there was this sauna, but it was like a cool air sauna with like infused like mint and whatever, lavender. And I'm like, oh, I want to sit in there. This is cool. He's like, wait, so you're going to leave me for an hour? Because I was like, yeah, let's meet back here at 11. And he's like, and I go, never mind. So we didn't even get to partake in all the cool stuff at the spa because of your anxiety. And the whole time I'm like begrudgingly going, fuck, I wanted to relax, right? But it was fine. We go out to the pool. As soon as we walk out to the pool, you guys, this white lady comes up, right? And she goes, oh my God, do you guys have kids? And we were like, immediately we're thinking what?
That she knew that her kids know, or she knows Drew.
Yeah, like Drew and Dason, right? Because she's like, you guys have kids, right? Like so matter of fact. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh my God, they must love you, pointing to Tate. And we were like, what? Yeah. And then she goes, yeah. She goes, my kids love Maui. You look just like Maui from Moana. And we were both like, all right. Keep it pushing.
I think my face, I made an ugly face.
You did make an ugly face.
I didn't change it.
Yeah, because I did too. And we were both like, okay, that's what we're doing now. Okay. And we didn't say anything. We would just go, oh, like that. And then she goes, oh, and it wasn't the response she thought she was going to get. So she goes, well, because you kind of look like, and I go, no, I heard you. And then she was like, well, because my kids are little and they like Moana. Yeah, no, I heard you. She's like, okay. And we're like, okay. And we just walked away, right? Yeah. And he was like, fuck, what the hell, right?
We just walked outside.
So then we're going. So then the host is like, oh, let me show you to your cabana chairs or whatever. Sure. We start walking over there and we see that lady sitting down next to our seats. And he's like, no. And I was like, oh man. I go, we can move if you want. He was like, no, it's okay. Yeah. And then I said, I'll sit next to her. That's fine. And so I did. But then as soon as she saw us coming, they were like, oh no, they're going to sit next to me. She had her friends switch with her because she was too embarrassed. Yeah. Well, I would be too if I was racist. What the fuck, dude? And by the way, we were the only brown people at this whole pool area until hours later. And then there was one other couple, right?
Yeah. She could have just said, I like your tattoos. Yeah. I'm a fan. Yeah. I've seen it before, but only in movies. But I just want to say I like yours.
So I was telling Dason and Drew, and I was on speaker, and Billy goes, Tate should have said, yeah, like, I know, because I have so much hair. Like, you don't even have hair, and you're not, big. It's like, what the heck, man? Yeah. But anyway, this is the shit I'm talking about, you guys. And if you and I were switched places when she was talking to us, she probably would have reached out and touched your arm because she was, like, enamored by you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So this is what we're talking about, guys. There's people being inappropriate, whatever. But anyway, so that happens. We sit down and I'll put a picture up here, you guys. It's like a rectangle pool, right? So all the chairs are like around the pool and Tate is just, the anxiety is on level 100.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because
he just felt everybody was looking at him because that lady kickstarted his anxiety.
Yeah. And then we sat we sat like the entrance. If you come in the entrance and you look straight, we're on the other side of the pool. So,
I'm going to put a picture so they can see it.
Yeah. So where we sat, we saw everyone come in. And when everyone come in, the first person they saw was me.
That's what he thinks, but that's not true. These are the stories we're telling ourselves. No, for real. Nobody's looking at you. I think you just thought they were because that lady, started that when we barely walked out the door.
Sure.
There was another guy. That is true. There was another guy that was dying to talk to you the whole time.
Sure.
A white guy with tribal tats. That was interesting. But he didn't. And so, because we just kept looking away, we didn't make eye contact or whatever. Yeah. But the whole reason why we're talking about this, you guys, is because Tate would put himself in an uncomfortable position because it was our anniversary and I wanted to go to the pool. And I never make him do stuff like that. But it was like, And I asked you, and you said, no, I'm going to stretch myself. I'm going to, try or whatever. And he couldn't smoke his Benjamin because, you're next to a bunch of people around the pool.
Yeah.
And so that was really hard. So he raw dogged that shit, you guys. He did so good. And then I said, I'm getting in the pool. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, are you going to come in with me? And he's like, ooh, okay. So you got in the pool.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, we were in the pool for hours. And then I'm like, okay, let's get out. And then he was like, everybody's going to look at me if I get out. And I'm like, why are you telling yourself these stories are made up? But I understood. And I said, okay, well, I'll get out first.
Yeah.
And then tell him what happened.
And then I meant to come out. And like you got out, right? And I was just waiting for you to get, I said, are we leaving right now? And he goes, no, I'm just going to chill right here. And I said, okay, I don't have to rush out of this pool. I can take my time. Yeah. Right. So you sat down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out right now. And then someone talked over here. I don't know who it was. Someone said something. And I said, oh, okay, I can't get out now.
Because of course, that person talking to their partner is going to be staring at them.
They're going to look at me. So they stopped. So easily another hour goes by. Right. And I go, okay, now I'm ready to get out. Right. And then I go, and then someone on this side talks. And then I go, oh, someone talked. I can't get out now.
I wish I would have known. I would have said, everybody shut the hell up. Okay, now you can get out. But suffice it to say, he said his legs wouldn't work.
They wouldn't.
He had so much anxiety because somebody would talk right when he was just about to get out. And then I said, and I noticed you in there for so long. I go, okay, hey, time to get out.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay. I go, just hop up on your butt and swing your legs around. And he was like, okay. And he did. Okay. So all that to say, I was dying, dude. We were at breakfast the next morning and he was telling me this. He didn't tell me that the rest of the day. He waited till the next morning.
Yeah.
I'm crying at breakfast, dude. It's so funny because I'm like, what do you mean your legs didn't work? He goes, they wouldn't work. I was trying to get out, but I heard people talking. And I was, all of this to say, it's so much anxiety, right? And people are looking at him or whatever, but he's being himself. And I'm helping him through it, right? I was helping you through it. And then we started talking at breakfast the next morning.
Right.
And I was thinking, there's me too. Like people are like, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too whatever. And then you're hiding because people would bully you, and especially people in your family and whatnot. And like you can't really be your true self. Like you've always wanted to paint your nails, you've always wanted to be a bodybuilder, you've always wanted to do all these things, but you never did for fear of judgment.
Sure.
Right. So our episode today, you guys, that was a long-winded context, but our episode today is to tell you that you are perfect exactly the way you are. And we're going to get into like the who, what, when, where, why, and what we're talking about. Right. So we want you, this whole episode is about being unapologetically you.
Yeah.
And don't be a watered down version of you.
No.
Right. Be authentically yourself.
Right.
Now, is that easier said than done? Of course it is. He had jello legs in the pool because of all of the trauma that he had growing up and people judging him and making fun of him and whatever. And those voices live loud and clear and rent free in your head. So we are your sound of reason. Okay. We are your sound of reason to let you know that you are perfectly imperfect the way you are. And do not let others rob you of your joy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's the inspiration for like today's episode, right? But also what kind of kicked this off is we were talking about, have you guys watched Love on the Spectrum?
I was just going to say that.
Right?
Yeah. My favorite fucking show.
Like there's no other show that he loves more.
No way.
And he'll rewatch the episodes over and over and over again. He's already watched season 3, the newest season that's out right now. He's already watched it twice, like from beginning to end.
I'm going to watch it again.
And he cries every time he watches it.
It's such a good show. And here's just real quick, right? Since we're talking about it, I have to say it. Here's why I love that show. Because those kids or those people on that show who are autistic, right? As they're trying to create relationships and move on in life and be adults and grow up, they are the most honest people ever. There is not one mean bone in their body. They know what they want. And that's what they want. And they're going to tell you what they want. And they're going to tell you if they don't like it. They're going to tell you if they disagree with you. They don't give a fuck. They're not influenced by no one.
All right.
No way, no how. These people just love doing what they do. Right. And once you understand that, at least for me in watching the show, once I start watching that show and understanding what's happening, I just keep saying to myself, why can't we be like that? Yeah. We have this incredible ability, which they cannot. They don't have the ability to have social cues like us. They're just not wired that way. They're wired differently. So the way they do it is they just tell you exactly what they fucking want. They don't beat around the bush.
Right.
They don't dance around the fucking block. They just tell you, this is what I want.
Right.
And this is going to make me happy. Right. Whereas us, we have social cues. We don't want to judge people. We don't want to make fun of people. We don't want to, hurt people's feelings. So we kind of dance with it a little bit. Right. And then it becomes a stupid game.
Well, we hold back who we truly are because we don't want to be judged,
exactly.
right? So the cool thing about all the people on Love on the Spectrum is that they don't care. Well, I don't want to say they don't care because there are some that are aware. It just depends on where they fall in the spectrum, right?
Sure.
On the autistic spectrum, some of them who are like, on this side, whatever side that is, like they have no filter. They just say what they want to say, and then there's some in the middle that kind of like have social cues, and then some, So for me and watching these folks, it's they don't give weight to what other people are thinking about them in that regard,
it doesn't even cross their mind.
They'll dance if they want to dance. They'll sing if they want to sing.
Yeah.
They'll tell you have lipstick on your teeth and then your incisor is discolored and hopefully it's not a cavity. We were crying on that part. If you know what we're talking about.
And he cares. He genuinely cares when he's saying that.
But he's just still telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted the shirt. They don't lie. They don't know how to lie. Oh. They don't have a mean bone in their body. They just want what they want. Yeah. So in light of that, and then seeing what happened this weekend at the hotel, I'm like, we need to talk about this. Sure. And we need to tell you guys that it's okay to be authentically you, no matter what. Yeah. Right. And if people are judging you and making fun of you, you're in the wrong circle.
Right.
It's very simple. It's just like that. So Love on the Spectrum show on Netflix, plus the hotel experience this week with Tate. That's what prompted this episode, right? So so who's this episode for?
Right.
This episode is for everyone who's trying to fit in somewhere.
Whatever that
looks like for you. So if you're trying to fit into a circle of people who like make you feel bad every time you leave that circle.
Right.
Do you ever have friends like you go to their house and then when you leave, you start criticizing yourself. I don't have enough money. I don't have a good job. I don't have good clothes. And then you kind of feel shitty when you leave. Yeah. You're in the wrong circle. Yeah. Right? You have the wrong friends because you shouldn't feel like that when you leave. Right.
And you shouldn't want to fit in that circle.
Yeah.
If it
makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody wants to fit in. Sure. Let's be honest. Yeah. We all want to fit in somewhere because we all want to find our tribe. But if the people you're trying to fit in with always make you feel terrible about yourself or like dupe you into thinking, hey, I'm not good enough and I'm gonna work harder to fit into, that's the wrong place. Yeah. You're not supposed to be there, right? So this is for everybody who wants to fit in somewhere, but maybe you're trying to fit in somewhere that's not a good fit for you. Yeah. It's kind of like that saying, hey, quit trying to force a square peg into a round hole, right? Kind of thing, right? Yeah. So when we talk about fitting in, right, why do we do these things? Why do we do the things we do to fit in, even though that's not our tribe?
It reminds me of high school. And trying to be with a popular kid in who, whether it was popular sports or in school, whatever, you're just trying to hang out with the most popular kid. Right. And you want to be a part of that circle. Right. Right. And you're willing to go against it.
But why is what I'm asking. Why do we do that? I've done it.
Yeah. I think it's the way society sets I don't know.
Well, it's very simple, right? We want to feel validated.
Sure.
We want to feel seen. We want to feel loved. We want to feel like we belong somewhere. Right. Right? Yeah. So we warp the way people see us because we want to fit in. Right? So I'll give you an example. Like, this is why we're going to get Donovan tested for autism. Like, no joke. Because like even he says, yeah, I'd like to get tested. Because he would be in school and he would, what his teacher called parallel play, right? He would play next to kids, but he wouldn't play with them. He was just marching to his own drum, right? And I got him tested twice for ADHD because the teachers were like, I think he has ADHD. Right. But he didn't. No. Right. So, and I got him tested twice. And so I'm like, and then the last pediatrician said, he's just a boy. He doesn't pay attention. And I'm like, nah. And it wasn't until last year when I saw Love on the Spectrum, I was like, Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out. Right. And we'll get back to you on that. But going back to this, we've all wanted to fit in. So Donovan wanted to fit in, right? And then he would, listen, he would say, yeah, I want to fit in with these kids, like on his football team.
Yeah.
And then he would go and he would listen and they would talk. And then he'd come home and I go, who'd you hang out with? He's like, well, I hung out next to like my friends in the football team. Yeah. And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah. And I was listening to him and I'm like, I don't want to hang out with these guys. That's why I think he might be on the spectrum, guys. Cause he doesn't lie. No. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. No. He says what he thinks. And sometimes I'm like, hey, lock it up. That was kind of rude. Right. But after watching Love on the Spectrum, I'm thinking maybe, right? So that's not his tribe. So he doesn't try to fit in. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, oh, I wasn't getting love at home. I had a traumatic childhood. I'm like, I got to fit in somewhere, guys. So I'm going to be the best at cheerleading, the best at dance, the best at soccer, or not soccer, softball, the best at everything so that I could fit in. Sure. And I did because of that. Yeah. But I tried to wear the right clothes and whatever. And I'm sure you did the same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly the same thing. You want to be popular.
Well, you want to be part of a group of people. And why? Because that makes you feel good. It makes you feel seen. Everybody wants to be seen. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're saying, nah, that's not true, lie. No. Liar.
Even introverts.
Even introverts want to be seen, but it's really hard. Like Tate wanted to go to the pool, but he's like, my legs don't work. And we talked about this too, because he wants to do, or he is, today was his first day, to do the bodybuilding thing. But I go, help me understand. This is when we were planning today's episode. I go, help me understand this. So you want to do bodybuilding. Yeah. And you like the way your body looks when you're training. Yeah. You love the sport. You love working out. You love lifting weights. You like being on a plan, right? A routine. And then you have to go compete, but you don't want anybody to look at you.
No.
Nobody, like the irony of it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's when we started talking about, well, like, wait, so like you want to be seen, but you don't want to be seen. No. So help me understand. Exactly. And it's because he's doing it for him. He doesn't care anyone else. He just wants to do everything for himself. And that's where the brain blast came. And I go, oh my God, we should do an episode on this.
Yeah. And it took me a long time to realize that, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've been here every step of the way.
It took me a long time to realize that. And once I said it, I was like, holy shit. Like,
but I told him that's a superpower because I don't even have that power. When I do things, not so much anymore because I'm older than Jesus, but like back in the day, the younger day, I would do things to impress other people or do things so people would think a certain way for me. I almost went to get my PhD, not because I wanted to go to 2 years more of school. Sure. I just wanted the PhD so people can call me Dr. No, right? Doctor, this. Why? Status. Why? Because people will see me. Sure. Right. And it all stems back to the childhood. Right. And so, and being a middle child, right, to boot. So I would do things for others, right? Or I wouldn't do things because of others. Sure. You won't do things because of your anxiety and because of others, but you also do things for you and you don't give a fuck about others. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Well, it took me a long time to realize that, but yes. Yeah. Yes, all of that. Because I like bodybuilding. I enjoy it, right? And that's why I'm doing it. Right. Yeah. I don't care. The outcome is you look this certain way. The outcome is people like the way you look and they'll comment on it and they'll want to see like whatever. I don't want that. That's the part I don't want. I don't need that.
He's like, I don't want people to look at me, but they have to look at me because I want to win. I like the way my body looks, but that's a superpower. Yeah. And a lot of people don't have that. I don't have that. Sure. Right. So I wanted to share that with you because I'm like most of you guys. I do things to get approval or to be seen by others. And then he doesn't. He doesn't want anybody looking at him. He doesn't want to do it. But when he does things like his nails and his thing, like his bodybuilding, he does it for him. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. No, I like it. And that's a superpower. So I wanted everybody else to hear that too. And that's why we did this, right? Sure. So that's why we do the things we do. Yeah. Right. Unfortunately. Yeah. But if we could take what Tate has and really build it into and weave it into our whole existence, I think we'd be a lot happier because now we're not scared to do things, right? We're not scared to walk a catwalk. We're not scared to I don't know, try out for the drama team, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not scared to go get that degree you always wanted,
or ask for a promotion or whatever.
Exactly. Ask for more money.
Because we're afraid of rejection. Yeah. We want to be validated. We want to be loved. We want to be seen. And we want to feel like we're a part of a group because that's our human nature. Right. But we also have to peel all that away and go, okay, if that person doesn't like what I'm wearing, who gives a fuck? They don't pay my bills. They didn't pay for the outfit. Well, I mean, take Coachella, for instance. Coachella was this past weekend, and so many people were being mean online saying, oh, their outfit was ugly or whatever. And it's like, that's what Coachella's about, right? Like fun outfits. Anyway, it's not fashion police or whatever.
I thought it was supposed to be for creativity.
It is.
Or how about this? Wear what the fuck you want.
And that's our point, right? Is how can you find your inner, mojo, right? How can you find that and actually apply it to your life so that you can do the things you love, you can do things that bring you joy, you can feel good about yourself, and then it'll help you find your real people, right? So that's where we came up with a couple of takeaways that hopefully you guys can implement.
Sure.
That we thought, man, if I did this, I think that would help me if I really wanted to work on having people accept me for who I am. That's never going to happen unless you accept you for who you are and don't give a rat's ass about what anybody else says.
I was just going to say that first and foremost, recognize if you're still stuck in that trying to please
the
others,
approval and the validation of others.
Yeah, recognize what that is first and foremost, and then get rid of that.
Yep.
And then I think, like for me, for example, what I remember when I was young up until now, there was stuff I liked but didn't want to do because I felt like, well, guys don't do that. Like, and for one example, like painting your nails. Yeah. Right.
Well, you held back because of the judgment of others that you thought you were going to get.
Yeah. Yeah. And so something similar to that is I'm just trying to use myself as an example.
Sure.
Because I do it now, and what does it do for me? It brings me joy.
You do what?
The nails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I do the nails now, and every time I do it, I love it. It's relaxing. It's fun. It's creative, and I get a lot of compliments there. Right. Like I could do without them, but I know, but the compliments is definitely a confidence booster for me because for years I was afraid of being judged by having it done to begin with. Right. So I just share that because
and people do judge you online, right?
Of course. Yeah.
They're like, oh, he paints his nails or whatever.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that?
I don't care.
Yeah. Right. You don't care because you're solid in who you are and that you know that brings you joy.
Yeah. And
it's a fucking stranger. Who cares?
Who cares?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and that's why you're able to do the things you love. That's why you're able to do the things that bring you joy.
Exactly.
Because you got rid of the need for validation.
Exactly.
There's still some fear in there about rejection.
There is, of course.
And in all of us.
Yeah.
Right. That's never going to go away. I fear. So unless you're one of the kids on Love on the Spectrum, they don't care. Right. But all that to say, we're here to kind of give you some tactics on how to rip that need for validation out of you if you do them consistently. So the first thing we came up with was write a list of all of your awesome traits and talents.
Yeah, be honest.
Get a piece of paper or get your notes app, whatever you kids do these days. I like physical. I would like paper, write a line down the middle. On the left side, you're going to write all of your awesome traits and talents and, how those things make you feel.
Yeah.
Right? So it would be talents and traits and then feelings.
Yeah.
Right? So let's just say, for instance, I'm good at, I don't know, sewing. I have no talents, guys. Okay, let's say that I'm really good at networking.
Yeah.
That's one of my talents. Yeah. That's a superpower. I'm fucking awesome at that. I can talk to anybody and network with anybody.
Yes. And what does networking do for you?
So networking, the feeling that it brings me is pride. And it brings me joy because I love talking to people I don't know. Sure. I can talk to anybody, you guys, and not bat an eyelash. And I love doing that because then by the time I take my lap and come around the room and do a 360, I've met like 50 people. Sure. And I have all their phone numbers already.
I only wish. I only wish. I'm envious for sure.
Right? But that's my talent. That's one of my talents, right? Yeah. So I write how it makes me feel. Mm-hmm. Here's what this is going to do for you guys. You're going to write down, you're going to think, ugh, I don't have any talents, right? And then it could be anything. You know how to tie a cherry stem with your tongue. I don't know. Yeah. It could be anything.
Seriously.
You write it down. I'm really good at coordinating my clothes. Yeah. I'm really good at organizing. Whatever it is, you write it down.
I like how I dress. Yeah. People have commented about how I dress.
I'm a kick-ass, and you're your own hype person, so you got to hype yourself up.
Exactly.
Right? On all of your talents. No matter who has said anything otherwise, you write it down if you believe it. Yeah. And then you write how it makes you feel knowing that you have that specific talent. Mm-hmm. And what it's going to do, you guys, is you're going to start seeing all the things you've been missing out on, or all that, not missing out on, but like overlooking. And you're over here listening to fucking Joe Schmo, who's an asshole on the internet that you don't even know. Yeah. And you're believing this guy. See what I'm saying? So I think once you see it in writing, you're going to be, and you wrote it with your own pen, you're going to be like, holy shit, dude. Yeah. I have a lot to offer people. What the hell? Then it's going to start changing how you see yourself. Yeah. Right? Then the second one is write a list of all the things you love to do that brings you joy. Yeah. For instance, painting his nails. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And how does that make you feel when you get your nails painted?
Awesome.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then once you start writing all those things down, and we want you to write down the things that you love to do, but you haven't done them yet. Right?
Right.
Or you want to do, like surfing.
Sure.
I surf, but like if I didn't, I would love to surf one day, but I don't. I have body dysmorphia. I don't want anybody looking at me. So you write that down, right, on the one side, and then you write down, are you currently doing them? Yes or no? Yeah. And if there's a lot of no's on there, that's what you can start working on, in spite of what other people are going to think, in spite of what you think other people are going to think. Which they're probably not thinking at all. No. Like Tate thought everybody at the goddamn pool was looking at him. And I'm like, what? Remember when I told you, what if they're all looking at me? You're so full of yourself. And it made him laugh and stop having a little bit of anxiety, right? Yeah. So write those things down, and then you're going to look at the two lists together and you're going to go, okay. So the one list is going to build confidence because you're going to see how fucking awesome you are. We already know you. We know. You're awesome. And then this other list is going to show you what you're missing out on because you're afraid of what other people are thinking about you. Right. Okay. Or might think about you or reject you or like whatever. Okay. Yeah. The ones that you're really good at. Right. And the ones that you really want to do, the ones you're going to do is going to also build confidence, but the ones you're already good at, think about the people you're trying to hang out with or do hang out with. And if any of those match.
That's what I was just going to say, if they correlate or not.
Yeah. And if they don't,
yeah, that's the wrong circle.
That's your wrong circle.
Yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. Like you're afraid to do this, right? Paint your nails because the circle you're in, those guys might judge you, right? You're in the wrong circle, and there's people that do like it.
Yeah,
like me.
If you came to our circle, we'd be like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Let's
you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. There's a circle for everyone.
Exactly.
And who says that circle is more popular than that circle or that circle is better? Like who made that up? I don't give a fuck.
We were driving back from the hotel and we were talking about this, right? We're like brainstorming on how to put this together. And Tate goes, and by the way, who made up who's popular and who's not? Yeah. And I was like, that's a fucking good question. I think just history. I don't know. History repeats itself. I don't know. Yeah. But like, I think everyone's fucking cool in their own way. Yeah. We both do. Yeah. And when you look at that list of all of your awesome traits, and then you think about the circle of friends that you're in, or your family maybe, or whatever, and maybe you guys don't have everything in common, but are those the things that they appreciate about you? And if the answer is no, you're in the wrong fucking circle. Dude. Okay. And that includes your family. Yeah. You can still love on them, but you don't have to hang out with them. You go find your own circle.
Yeah. Family isn't necessarily blood.
Yeah. Well, it is blood, but it's not necessary. You don't get to choose your blood family. Yeah. You get to choose your chosen family. Yeah. Right. So those are the two takeaways that we want to share with you today. And we want you to really do them. Also, one of the other things we both want you to do is your awesome traits. We want you to read those every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed.
Yeah. To remind yourself how fucking awesome you are.
Because here's what happens. Whatever you tell your brain will believe and it will remember. and it'll hype you up. And then the next day you'll start seeing things in a different light, right? You'll start seeing yourself in a different light. You'll start seeing those people you're hanging out with in a different light if they're not compatible, right?
If you haven't seen, I'm just using Love on the Spectrum as an example because it's a perfect example of what you just said. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. There's plenty of entertaining people doing in there, and one of them in particular, I believe it's Tanner, and you could tell Tanner works on this thing we're just saying. He talks a lot about I am awesome, I am kind, I am
affirmations.
This. Yeah, he's in his conversations, he's constantly saying those things about him, and as he's saying them, you can look at his face. He fucking believes it.
Yeah,
he believes it wholeheartedly.
Dude, one of my favorite parts of the whole, like, it's in every episode in every season is they'll go, "You're so awesome," and whoever it is, doesn't matter. They go, I know. I'm so awesome. I found my people.
It's so
because I always think that about myself, and I'm like, I am awesome. And then, but I can't say that out loud because other people will judge me, right? When I was growing up. Yeah. And now I see these kids and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So now I have permission to say I'm awesome, right? Without being judged. Well, I'll probably still be judged, but who gives a fuck? But that's my favorite part is that they truly, truly believe and know all of their strengths. And you know why? Because they have kick-ass parents that are telling them these things and that they keep telling themselves and then they actually believe it. So that's why we want you to do these two lists. Yeah. And then we want you to compare and contrast who you're hanging out with versus if they love and hype you up about the things that you're really good at. And if they don't, and you feel shitty after you leave those people, time to find a new circle, guys. Time to build a new tribe, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. So here's some final thoughts because we're going to wrap this up right now. Yeah. Life is short and this sounds so corny, but it is. Don't waste time on worrying about what others are thinking of you. First and foremost, they're probably not thinking of you. No. Like Tate thought everybody at the pool was looking at him. They weren't looking at him. One guy was, and the racist lady was looking at him. She was embarrassed.
She's lying. They were looking at me.
He's telling himself that, right? And that doesn't serve him. That feeds his anxiety.
Yeah, it does.
Right? And so it crippled him. Literally, he couldn't move his legs in the pool.
Get out of the pool.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
You know what also helped me get out is you told me, dude, turn around. No one's.
Yeah,
everyone left.
He's like, everybody's staring at me. Yeah. And there's like 3,000 people just looking at me. They don't have anything else to do. They're just looking at me. I go, turn around and look. I'm not even joking, you guys. Yeah. 95% of the people at the pool left.
We're gone.
All the chairs were empty. Yeah. And then, that's how long he was in the pool.
and then so I turn back around and I look at her and then I can move my legs. And I got out. Right?
Yes,
I got out.
I know.
Literally.
But I didn't know this part of him. He couldn't move his legs until the next morning when we were having breakfast. But anyway, so life is short, dude. Yeah. You're gonna regret it. Like Tate always says, like, I wish I would have painted my nails earlier because it brings me so much joy. And it like quells my anxiety and it makes me feel good because he has that artistic artsy fartsy side of him. So he loves to do stuff like that. So life is short. Don't waste time on worrying about what others are thinking of you. The other one is there is only one you. That also sounds corny, but it's so fucking true. Yeah. And you know what? People need to experience your awesomeness. I know. They just really do. Like you're experiencing our awesomeness. You didn't know us from Adam, and now you watch us every week, and you guys keep commenting like, "Oh, we love your show. We love your relationship, the whole nine." There are people out there that really need to meet you. Yeah, someone needs to meet you and experience all of your fucking awesomeness.
One thing's for sure is since doing this podcast and having consistent viewers and having consistent comments. You guys are some funny motherfuckers.
I know.
That's across the board. You guys are some funny motherfuckers, man. You guys make me laugh, man.
So we're experiencing your awesomeness through a screen, right? Yeah. But get out there and start sharing your gifts, okay? The other thing is, and we talked about this ad nauseum, but find like-minded people and build your tribe, okay? It's not easy, but you'll once you get the hang of it, right? Put yourself in situations like, go take a class. Like Donovan's going to college now and he's meeting friends and people. And we just had a discussion today about a girl and we were like, what? Right? Very exciting stuff coming up, you guys. But he's sharing his awesomeness with other people and they're loving him. Yeah. And he found his tribe in theater, which by the way, newsflash, here's another brain blast.
Switching gears again,
We're
guys.
Switching gears. No culinary school, no masseuse school.
No.
He's going to go to theater because he's been in theater since he was like 8 years old. And he's leaving, going back, leaving, going back. It's his love. So now he's an official theater major, you guys. So give it up for Donovan and his awesomeness. Woo!
We figured it out.
Yeah, finally, Jesus, 20 years old. God damn it. But he's making friends and he's sharing his awesomeness with other people, right? And we've been talking about the world needs the full authentic version of you, not the watered down version of you. Because here's the thing, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
People see through you when you're trying to be something you're not.
Yeah.
Right. And then they go, ugh, so and so. Yeah, don't invite her because like she's this, and this, and she's always copying me and she's always doing that. They see that. They sniff that shit out so fast. Be your authentic self. Because like the kids on Love on the Spectrum, we're all in love with them.
I know.
Because they are who they are. And the world needs people like you to share your gifts. Okay.
Exactly.
And we were talking about how like you guys, we all are perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
Just the way we are, right? And the right people, your tribe, will appreciate and love you exactly how you show up.
Correct.
So show up as who you are, not as a watered down version or you trying to imitate somebody else.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Someone that's not you.
Yeah. How many guys of you guys have stories? I know I do. I can think of like 3 right now of when I tried to be someone I wasn't. And I was trying to dress up like someone else because I thought it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I got so embarrassed because someone called me out on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you motherfuckers, I'm trying to fit in. Right. And then it was a slap in the face and I got embarrassed. And then I'm like, won't do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? They sniffed that shit out. And then last but not least, we love you. We see you. And we are so damn happy you're here. We are so happy you're here. Please stick around so that we can experience your awesomeness and share it. Don't be greedy. Don't be selfish. Share your talents with everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah? We're so happy to have you.
I know.
Like listen in and watch and comment. It's amazing. We're creating this amazing experience every episode, I believe.
I know, and our ant tribe's getting bigger
with the comments. So please continue.
Yes.
We
love you
because
guys.
as we give, we receive from you.
Yeah, 100%. So with that, you guys, we're going to wrap it up, but we just want you to know how much we love you. Please keep sending your ant brags. I don't care if you think it's super small. Oh, maybe it's not an ant. Send it. I'm telling you to send it. Okay. And if we have time, we will read it. And we love you guys. And congratulations to all our little ants that shared their ant brags today.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, please keep sending your recommendations for new episodes. Like, follow, and share, please. Cool.
See you next week.
All right, guys. Love you. Bye. Take some rips.
Just say, take a rip of this and
rip it.
Rip this.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. It literally makes me laugh because no matter how, you're going to be 100 and you're going to still laugh at farts. Why?
They're so funny. I think it's one of God's gifts.
Shut up. You're so annoying.
What? I truly believe it.
A gift for you?
Well, it's one of God's gifts.
How so?
The humor. Come on, man.
Jesus,
Dude.
Jesus got jokes now?
Jesus got jokes, man. That's like, it's not that serious, bro. It's not that serious.
I'm going to punch you in the throat.